How's it going, folks? Thought I'd give you a little bit of an update on the root pouch garden at the back stairs. As you can see, we've got some Kajari melons. I think that's how you pronounce it. Some Kajari melons that have set. I'm hoping the fruit fly don't find them. So once they get a little bit more size to them, I'm going to be popping a couple of little stockings around them, hopefully to keep the flies off them. I think we're about to get a bit of a storm, so I'll try and keep this short. Just down here we have the pouch itself. A couple of things have just up and died just with the heat. This is one of the rabbit ear lettuce, and the calendula didn't make it either. And it looks like we've got a bit of an issue with the mites in the snake beans. So down the bottom there, we've been pulling out a few of the strawberries every couple of days, so pretty chuffed with that. The wind's blowing off my root pouches. Took out the pumpkin. Pretty much all was happy with what we had on it, the two small pumpkins, and it was just taking up so much space. And now things are getting a bit hotter. The girls think they saw a brown snake down here the other day, so I'd rather just the area like adjacent to the clothesline and all that be clear so the girls can see what they're working on. Something you folks haven't seen for a while would be the yakon. The yakon's been left to fend for itself. It was overwintered, and yeah, it's pretty much all decided to pop up again. We did pull some out of a patch just underneath those two pumpkin leaves there towards the end last season, but that's bits that we've left in. Bianca's bay tree got a bit battered yesterday. Just show you over here in these two barrels through the spider web. That's an onion barrel we just let go, and over here we have another turmeric barrel. This is turmeric barrel we let go, and we have a few more. Where are we? Popping up over there. I don't think we'll get many pop from that barrel because I sort of raided it fairly heavily through the season. And we have a poor old rosemary here. As you can see, I think it's pretty much well had its day. I've got other plants I can take cuttings from, so it's not gone. Oh, and as you can see, the pumpkin still lives. It's over the back there. If any fruit form down in there, I'm not too worried. I'll let them go. And just up here beside all these guys, we have the Chinese elm. The Chinese elm is going to be mulched and put down around the back of the property, down around the ginger and galangal beds down there. Oh, by the way, that's lavender. I think I may have called it rosemary. That's actually an old lavender. Over here, this little root pouch garden's doing really well. Starting to get a few flowers set on the strawberries, which is good. A couple on the calendula. The ginger over the back, one plant's doing really well, this one here. That other one, I had a stem fall off the other day and it looked like something had gnawed it off, so I'm not too sure what's going on there. We are starting to see, there we go, the little common grasshoppers, so we're seeing them in the patch. Fish are going well. We've had some really warm days. They don't seem to be bothered. The pH meter is actually up in the house at the moment because some wombat left it out in the rain and it's not waterproof, so it's just drying out, and I have to just calibrate the pH side of things. Might just throw a little bit of food in for these guys. So I throw it in this tank first. You won't be able to see it, but you'll be able to hear it. Normally, yeah, they hit the back wall and they're hitting it now. For some reason these guys hit it when it starts to get around there and around the back. Get some ready for these guys. It's just starting to rain, so there we go, these guys are straight up and on it. Let's pop the lid back on the feed before it gets wet. So yeah, the silvers are handling the heat fine. The rest of the system here is doing alright. We've got that one other cucumber to come off, and hopefully we'll have some more females pollinated. I did notice we did have a couple of male flowers set. So whether it's one of those things that we're only going to get cucumbers when the male flowers appear. I think that was a male flower up there too. Just that one's fallen from that little branch. And I've noticed these ants crawling around, so hopefully they're doing the pollinating. And down in here, the red celery is starting to take off. Now it's got some sunlight. That's just this fella here. And we are getting some more growth on here. Actually, I haven't checked them today. There's a caterpillar. There was a caterpillar. And there's another one. So I still are finding a few caterpillars down on here. I think I just squished another one down in there. We've had a fair bit of rain with the storms at night as well. So I haven't had to worry about topping up the bed this week. and I still have a couple of beds with no bell siphons in there. They're just running constant flow, with the idea being that the large amount of water in the bed will help maintain a more even temperature for the fish. Seems to be working so far. If my pH and temperature meter wasn't wet, I'll be able to show you exactly how well it's going. So the ginger is well and truly sprouted in all the barrels now. So this one here, oh, this one's a little bit slower, but you can at least see them above the clay. And we've got a little bit of a trumpet coming up and another one forming over there. So I'm pretty happy with the way that these guys have gone. This ginger over the back here that I posted the last clip on, I just need to clear something up. I was calling this one here Kencur. It's actually called Kencur. So thank you very much to the people who corrected me on that one. Got a nice little bit of growth on there. The only one that hasn't really done much is the piece I put out by itself, just in the center, but I wasn't expecting much growth from it straight away. The buds were only small on that, but these guys are doing all right. And just to give you a look at the turmeric behind it, we've got a lone little red celery down here, and the turmeric are all doing okay except for this one. It's looking a little bit sad, but I dare say it's just a little bit of shock from some insect damage and maybe just the heat we've had. The two little fingers in the center, we've got a spike there and a spike there, and the other two are doing well. And just around the front here we have some Egyptian walking onions, thank you very much, Nita, and we also have some Egyptian spinach and also some amaranth that has sprouted up from the compost that went in there. So all in all, I'm pretty happy with the way this bed's going. I'll just show you too, this galanga, there's probably over 20 flower spikes on here now, so I'm really impressed with that. I think I'll be showing a few more of these guys online on different social media. I've already posted a couple of pics to Patreon and Instagram and the like, but they do have a very pretty little flower, and if you were this close you could probably just smell some of the beautiful scent they have. It's a very sweet perfume. Still haven't seen many of our native bees on here, but you might be able to make out that little ant down there having a bit of a feed. So pretty impressed with the way they're going. We have our ponds. You can see a little goldfish from the barrel system down there, and we've still got the fire-tailed gudgeons. You may not be able to see them. Actually, I can make them out there in the viewfinder, but yeah, it's chugging along nicely. Probably about once a week I grab a decent handful of the duckweed out of here and I throw it in the worm farm. It helps to keep the bedding nice and moist, especially in this heat, and gives them something to feed on. And the duck potatoes, I'm just letting them be. It's just one of those things. I'll pull them out at some point during the season and divide them and try a few. Just something I haven't gotten around to. And our eggplant here, this is just a volunteer. This is the one that we're waiting for the next batch of fruit to come off of. So I need to actually pop around the garden this weekend and give everything a bit of a liquid feed, I think. This poor little eggplant here, I don't know what's happened to her. This is grandma eggplant. She just ain't looking happy. We've got one or two stems that are, but the rest of them aren't. I thought it could have been a mite issue, so I've popped a couple of the little bits of vermiculite with mites in it down the bottom here. And I just noticed we've got some lacewing eggs on the base of this leaf here, so it's always good to see them around the patch. And the bees, I'd say the bees are pretty much all tucked themselves up for the night. Oh, there's one or two crawling around. Oh yeah, they're still going in and out. I've been asked numerous times if I can do a clip on these guys, so I will pull my finger out and do one very soon. Don't know if you can make it out there, or you just ducked away. There's a gecko that's living underneath the little cap there. I don't think he's getting too many bees. I suppose he's good at keeping the predators away. So, just lastly before we go, we have a couple of Okinawan spinach just in this little root pouch. These guys, that's a weed, these guys were just growing out of the top of the compost I used to make up the two wicking beds behind us. So I decided just to pop them down in there, give them a second chance at life. So there you go folks, there's a bit of a wander around the patch. I have been asked by Stephen from Alberta Urban Garden if I could do a clip just on the perennials, so I might make that this weekend's clip. I was looking over the footage that I'd shot for the mites clip, but it was just too dark by the time I released them, and the footage came out very grainy and it was very hard to see, so I might just mention them in other clips. I won't do a clip just on releasing the mites. I'd like to wait until I saw a bit of a response from them in the patch anyway before I did a clip on them, just so I know they did the job. But I'll pretty much will leave it there. I do hope you've enjoyed the clip. If this is the first time you've seen one of our clips and you enjoyed my rambling walk around the garden, you can hit that little subscribe button down there and you'll be sent an email whenever I upload another clip to YouTube. You can come along and say good day in the comment sections down below. Other than that, I do hope you're all well and happy and your gardens and aquaponics are booming, and I'll catch you online. Cheers folks, have a great one.